parties in this matter?
My Lord, may it please the court.
Yes.
We are here for petition in this matter. My Lord, we order that we would meet today for further direction.
Yes. Let me take the respondent.
Yeah, respondents.
Who appears for the respondents?
If it may please the Lordship,
Yes.
my name is Musyoka. I do appear with my colleague, Mr. Moses Award,
Yes.
together with Ms. Edna and Mr. Bet.
And Mr. Bedford?
We appear for all the respondents other than the KAD.
Other than the third respondent?
Other than the KAA and the Adani group. I believe the Adani group is represented by Mr. Ezra Makori, who is present in court of martial.
Perhaps, my Lord, it's important to point out that I'm also appearing with the colleagues
Yes.
for the petitioner.
Yes.
The petitioners, Sir David Adoli,
Present, my Lord.
Yes.
Kibe, Daniel Manzo,
Present, my Lord.
Yes.
Mr. Kala,
Present, my Lord.
Mr. Ezra Makori for the third respondent.
My Lord, I appear for the first, in amended petition, the first, second respondents.
First, second,
11th
11th,
and 12th.
12th
Yes, my Lord.
respondents. Thank you. That's in the amendment.
That's in the minute.
Interested parties? Yes.
The third respondent is the Kenya Airport Authority, and the second respondent is the Kenya Airport Authority.
Thank you. Yes.
My name is Adani.
Yes.
The fifth respondent, that's the National Assembly.
Any other respondents?
Good morning, my Lord.
Good morning.
Malizo Nyawa.
Yes.
I appear together with my brother, Dr. Bishana, for the fourth interested party, Katiba Institute.
Shana for the fourth interested party, Katiba Institute.
Yes, my Lord.
Anyone else
Yes,
for?
My name is AJAABU. Appearing for the fifth interested party, that is the Institute of Engineers.
Institute of Engineers of Kenya. Anyone else?
Yes, my Lord.
Yes.
With please, my Lord, I appear together with the Counsel, Mr. Koyoko, next to me.
Yes.
We appear for the second interested party, the Civil Aviation Workers Union.
P. Kenya Aviation Workers Union. I believe that is everyone.
My Lord, just to conclude, for purposes of this petition,
Yes.
he has a funeral today of his uncle.
Yes.
So I'm holding his brief. And Mr. Victor Obuli is also here from his office. So you can
Senior Counsel Kalonzo Musyoka.
Yes. Yes, my Lord, you But since then, a lot seems to have happened. During the State of the Nation address, the President of the Republic made pronouncements regarding this matter. And appear before you this morning released by the President. It's not sufficient proof that impugned contracts have indeed been cancelled.
The court knows it's properly seized
Indeed.
with what was said to have been said.
So we know this could be strange before you. Those statements are indeed appearing in the court process, in the court files. So we appear before you.
So perhaps in your counsel you can state what the head of state and government stated.
I was out of the country. Yeah. Indeed, they should come from the respondents and not from the petitioners. I'm properly guided by my learned senior friend.
So, yes.
And so we, as we appear before you, my Lord,
Yes.
we seek your directions. But even as we do, and I'll ask my learned friends here, Adoli and Kibe, to make further comments on this matter. We would want this matter to remain alive. It's a matter of great national interest. In fact, even from the representations before you this morning, I know you'd agree it's a matter of great national interest, and we wouldn't want it to be dismissed merely because statements have been issued out of court, and those who therefore treat as strange unless evidence is produced to the contrary. And I invite my learned friend Kibe and Adoli to make further comments.
Yes. My Lord, there are three quick things that we wish to point out.
Yes.
Basically, during the State of the Union address, His Excellency,
State of the nation.
State of the Nation.
Watch out.
During the State of the
Go to which
Nation
country?
we took the tradition from there. His Excellency, the President, indicated that he had directed the procurement agency to cancel what are generally now known as the Adani deals with regard to JKIA, which is the subject matter of these petitions.
Yes.
And the other one, to our knowledge, the few responses we have received in this matter, none has annexed any evidence that the President's directive on cancellation of the procurement that were going on, or the contract themselves,
Yes.
has taken place. So we remain at the stage where we were, where the court had directed that the respondents and interested parties to file their responses to the amended petition. Very few of the parties have actually done that by today.
Yes.
But be that as it may, I believe what Senior Counsel Kalonzo Musyoka had in mind is that I indicate three things for purposes of way forward,
Yes.
bearing in mind whatever statements have been made outside of this court. The first issue, my Lord, would be to convey to the court the fact that this petition, the hearing of this petition, would still need to proceed for 3 reasons. Number one is that the President's directive continued to say that the Adani group will be replaced by another group of companies.
Just a moment, Counsel.
Yes.
I think the neat way for my record to read
Yes.
would be to have Counsel Musyoka
Yes.
first place that
Oh,
information before the court.
There's no problem. You can go fast. Then we shall react to that. That's okay.
Thank you, Lordship.
Yes.
On behalf of the fourth, the 5th, 6th, and 8th, 9th, to 10th, and 13th respondents,
Yes.
further to the directions of this court, last time we appeared, we have filed a notice of preliminary objection. Therefore, in compliance with the previous directions. Number 2, Your Lordship, in relation to the sentiments by Senior Counsel Honorable Kalonzo Musyoka and my senior Mr. Kibe, in relation to the presidential address or directive, Your Lordship,
Yes.
opposition is that when my clients are yet to instruct us on the basis of the said address,
Yes.
be it as it may, Your Lordship, as we have previously said, that the said proposals were only at this being a privately initiated proposal, the procurement process was actually at the proposal stage.
Yes.
And therefore, it suffices to say that there is actually no contract to cancel. Lastly, Your Lordship, at whatever point the process has reached, our clients
Yes.
will invoke the relevant provisions of the Public-Private Partnerships Act 2021
Yes.
on how to deal with such eventualities.
Yes.
And therefore, we can only be able to ably and conclusively respond to the request by the two councils on the response to the State of the Nation address. In relation to the submission by Mr. Kibe Migai that he still wishes to have this petition heard despite the said cancellation,
Yes.
we have no objection, Your Lordship, given that this case belongs to the petitioners and the respondent cannot direct the petitioner on how to handle its case. But I say that with a right, Your Lordship, that if indeed the substratum of the petition is no longer subsisting, what then would be the essence of sustaining
Yes.
the petition, taking into account the scarce judicial resources we have and the time constraints, especially in this particular division, Your Lordship.
Yes.
That's all, Your Lordship.
Council Mugai, I think you can take off from there.
Hello,
Yes.
if it pleases the court, I would want to invite one. Or have you finished? Okay, okay. We are
The other, yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
For the third and seventh respondent,
Yes.
Much obliged.
we do associate the submission with Mr. Musyoka. Remember that we are in the same position. And for today, we were to request for time of at least 21 days to enroll our client,
Yes.
go through the processes with its board, as well as seek approval of the two ministries involved,
Yes.
and thereafter communicate formally within the provisions of the PTP Act
Yes.
to the proponent.
Yes.
We shall within the same 21 days be able to file a reply and attach relevant documents confirming our client's position and the steps that we have taken.
Thank you.
My Lord, on behalf of the first, second, 11th, and 12th, who are the proponents,
Yes.
with respect to your orders for filing responses, I confirm that we have filed grounds of opposition on the reply affidavit on the 11th of November in compliance with the order, directions. With respect to the submissions made by both the petitioners and the Attorney General's representatives, I confirm that on behalf of the proponent, we would wish to be excused from these proceedings because the projects have now been cancelled and there will be no need to have a judicial pronouncement with respect to those projects. Insofar as the case pertains provisions of the Act, the court can hear the parties who are involved in that. That's the respondent and the attorney. I reckon that all the parties acknowledge that my presence or the presence of those four parties is not necessary. We therefore humbly seek that we be excused.
Have the proponents placed that position on record?
My Lord, it will be upon the Attorney General to place that position.
Your Lordship,
Yes.
with your kind permission, I don't think that is the correct position. Mr. Macquarie's clients are substantive respondents,
Yes.
and the Attorney General does not represent I think,
Are you sure?
I think it's incumbent upon Mr. Macquarie and his clients to table that position they are communicating. The Attorney General is only a custodian.
My Lord,
Just and down, please.
Your Lordship,
Yes.
on the part of the National Assembly, I wish to state that they get to compare the 10 days to get instructions from our client before then we can proceed with this matter. To go through from Mr. Bailey, who appears for the 15th respondent, that's the Senate.
Let me just place you on record for the Senate. Holding brief for Mr.
Bailey. My instructions from Mr. Bailey that he needs time, because it's 21 days to seek instructions.
Thank you.
thank you, my Lord. My Lord, if I could perhaps make your task a little easier. That an identical engagement for your brother
Judge Mwita at 8:30 today morning.
Yes.
This is in petition 624 of 2024.
In petition?
624 of 2024.
Yes.
In which, to use neutral terms, particularly for my clients in the civil aviation,
Yes.
we noted and the strong winds are likely to stall the project so that it cannot move forward.
Yes. Yes.
But the common ground is that those new and there's little the court can do with the strong winds or the new developments until they are properly placed before.
Yes.
Because on one extreme is the position taken by learned counsel, Mr. Makori, who should, in aviation terms, be the captain of the vessel.
Yes.
Bailing out. But at the end of it all, Lord, you require some documentation upon which to process the further steps in this case. In that other case, Lord,
Yes.
because of the request for time, the judge allowed 14 days and gave a return date of 16 December. That, in my submission, may accommodate the rival positions taken because the common ground is there are developments but which the court cannot take from the bar. They need to be put on record by the correct parties. And the correct parties can be the petitioners and definitely not the interested parties. It's got to be the state. If that becomes a way out, my Lord, may I also request on behalf of my clients that we come back on 16th of December, identical list in the other petition. But of course with a rider that whoever wishes to file whatever documentation be filed in good time so that we can respond. It is not for my clients to place forward those developments or the strong winds. They have their owners. It's the owner's will.
Counsel now?
Yes, my lord. On compliance with your earlier directions, we have faced a challenge on filing the same because we are yet here to be mapped and the system keeps on rejecting our request. I hope that Mr. Guru here can help us with that, but our reply is ready. And secondly, we have had of our preliminary objection, but we are of the opinion that there is no development because it's not on the court record. The owner of that, thank you.
I'm appearing for the 50th interested party, and I've had the privilege of listening to the main part. When I was coming before the court, indeed my client had also served what my senior calls the winds.
What winds?
Strong winds. We were not clear of the direction the winds were blowing to. And so from my observation, having listened to the parties, that indeed there are no winds blowing in this court, and that we on that basis, my Lord, then to the matter, and I will further to your earlier directions ask for extension of time.
Yes.
I've been asking, I think they have been asking for 21 days.
responses to the amended petition.
To file and serve responses to the amended petition. Thank you.
Councillor Kibia,
Yes, my lord.
brief rejoinder.
Yes. My lord, the brief rejoinder and 14 days. So by 16, it should be the next date that we come to court. On the whether before the Adani group, whether it can remain a relevant party or not, the issue has to be confirmed. Would be that we shall have to proceed for a declaration. With regard to the other three issues that we agree, we request a court to give directions with a view that this matter must proceed for
Yes.
that would have to proceed because it is not predicated on the Adani group alone.
Yes.
Number two, my lord, is that in this petition, petitioners are saying, and we've annexed the relevant document, that when the PPP Act was made, the initial during the time of President Mwai Kibaki,
Yes.
institutions like Kenya Airports Authority and the Kenya Power
Yes.
could not be subjected to PIPs, that is privately initiated proposals. And therefore, we shall be urging the court that because the President, His Excellency the President, gave intentions to get somebody else, the court must have its say because we can proceed on that path. PIP cannot be available for JKIA. But more importantly, the petitioners are also saying in the petition, JKIA in the first place is not available for leasing to foreigners under whatever guise. The final issue, my lord, would be this concern about public resources. Public interest litigation such as this have to proceed where controversy has arisen that relates to serious abuse of power and high-level corruption in ceding or leasing the public assets of Kenyans. And therefore that's an issue. They are actually the same reasons why in the first place the Adani deals are being cancelled. So there must be accountability by whoever who brought Adani to Kenya before we can wash our hands from this matter. I believe my learned colleague, Honorable Kalonzo, has something to say in conclusion for the petition.
Yes, indeed, my lord. Talking of strong winds,
Yes.
I think they blew in the form of tornadoes from New York into India, and they landed in Kenya. My lord, we are talking of high-level corruption, which they taken very seriously, and foreign corrupt practice. So we brought strange averments before you, my lord, and all we are saying is, can they be farmed up? My learned friend was saying, did not the word cancellation of contract, but what President talked about at his State of the Nation address amounted to cancellation of these deals. So we need to know what actually was cancelled before you, my lord, and we look forward to interacting with the situation once it is placed before you. My learned senior brother, Fred Ngatia, talks of the 16th of December. I think the matter is so great, even if we don't have hands, my lord, could even go into the new year so that Kenyans will have time, whoever has to file whatever document has enough time to file. And so nobody will be seen to have been left behind or not been have instructed, because Kenyans want nothing but the truth out of this Adani matter. And as a learned friend Kibia said about, will onboard others. And now, if that was to happen unilaterally, without giving regard to what enactment of the Public-Private Partnership Act,
Yes.
then it will also fall short of expectations of the Kenyan people. I thank you, my Lord, and we are ready to get your receive your directions.
Thank you, Senior Counsel.
My apologies for coming behind the minutes. But just briefly, my Lord, I believe it will be prudent in your directions. We get directions as to what my learned senior Mr. Musyoka has raised, the PO. I think we are jumping the gun when we are going straight to issues of the main petition, yet there is a question on your jurisdiction.
Yes.
Yeah, so just in terms of directions, we need to get your directions as to that. And having come in late into the petition, the copy I have has a notice of motion, a preliminary. And I have not heard any of my colleagues address the issue of conservatory orders in the notice of this application. Thank you, Madam.
Thank you. Councillor Musyoka, what is the nature of the appeal?
It's grounded on Section 75(2) of the Public-Private Partnership Act 2021.
On section?
75, subsection 2. That gives jurisdiction to the notion of local revenues.
Thank you. Let me write my directions and I'll read them out. The court has this morning and into the afternoon heard the counsel on various matters touching on both the interlocutory phase as well as the main petition. The golden thread is that there may have been positions taken that may affect the petition before the court as well as its progression. To enable parties place that material before the court and to also allow the relevant respondents to seek further instructions, it is clear that more time should be accorded to them. Noting also the strong public interest in the subject matter and the status of the subject airport, it is just that in the interim, conservatory orders be issued to not only preserve the substratum of the petition, but also to allow for an orderly progression of the matters before this court. Consequently, I hereby order that 1. Pending the hearing and determination of the petitioner applicant's notice of motion application dated 12 October 2024, a conservatory order be and is hereby issued, restraining the respondents, jointly and severally, from entering into, approving, or furthering any concession agreement relating to the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport with the first and second respondents or the associated or related entities or any other party or entity. 2. Pending the hearing and determination of the application, a conservatory order be and is hereby issued, restraining the 11th and 12th respondents from taking over and operating the assets and business of the 7th respondent relating to Jomo Kenyatta International Airport. 3. Responses to the application and amended petition to be filed and served within 21 days from the date hereof. 4. The respondents shall, in their responses to the application and the amended petition, adduce evidence on the question of any alleged cancellation or rejection of the impugned concession agreements and head of terms. Rejoinder by the petitioners within 14 days of the lapse of the time for responses. Lastly, further mention on 29th January 2025 in open court at 11:30 a.m. I will upload these into CTS after this. My apologies, I appreciate your senior counsel in the matter and it is practice to ask whether it is convenient. But that is my earliest.
It is convenient.
That is my earliest. Please understand. Thank you, counsel. I believe there's another matter. Yes, there's another matter. So you can leave the rest of it? Yes, the rest of you can leave. You must order it. Fast one. 2 minutes. Okay.